So it's a time of looking around and change. So in the middle of all of this, I'm in Denver. I was speaking at the University of Colorado, or I think it was the University of Colorado. And I bumped into some people from Red Bull at the hotel. And someone started talking about the Red Bull Academy, which is what tonight is about. And I think I'm a pretty nice guy. So I'm like, okay, yeah, great, Academy. Okay, sounds very interesting. And then I'm waiting, because most of the business I see is a business underneath the business selling opportunity to people that may or may not be a real opportunity, right? I'm sure you've seen that. Be a DJ on the radio. Well, there aren't any DJs on the radio. You know, you might as well run a commercial for WKRP in Cincinnati, right? It's as real as Lonnie Anderson's. Anyway, so I'm politely interested in this academy, and it's entering its 10th year. Like, okay, well, you know, a nice nod. My label's entering its 19th year, but keep on. They get 30 people together to participate in workshops. So I don't know about you, but when I hear workshops, I think a guy with a xylophone and bongos, right? It's like, oh Christ, what are we going to do? Get some bongos. And trumpet. Right, so I'm thinking, okay, so you know, how much is this xylophone experience then? Well, it's free. Okay, it lasts for 2 weeks. I'm like, and I'm just waiting. I think that's how we are these days. We're waiting for the small print or the piano to land on our heads, right? So, over the last 10 years, the Academy's been in Germany twice. I think it started in Germany, Melbourne, London, yes. Where else? South America, Sao Paulo, Brazil. And this year it's in Toronto. And it turns out that the workshops, I'm going to read this to you because it's fucking awesome. The workshops, there's no, well, there might be a xylophone. I don't know. Has there been a xylophone? Okay. As far as we know, there hasn't been a xylophone. But these workshops are somebody sitting on a couch and 30 people sitting around for several hours. DJ Doc Martin, the house DJ, who has his own label Sub-Level. But you know that guy? He's fucking awesome. Jono Podmore. I know Jono. He's an educator in Germany. He worked with Can. Fucking Can. The Mizell brothers. Anybody heard of the Mizell brothers? Good response. They were part of Motown's production team called The Corporation. They were responsible for the Jackson 5's hits. And in their workshop, they played some songs by Marvin Gaye that had never been released. Derek May, the DJ, one of the founding fathers of Detroit techno. And his workshop was basically like, fuck off. You're not going to like anything I have to say, but I'm going to say it, and you'll all be the better for it. Right? Nice guy. Cut Chemist, the turntablist, Jurassic 5. You fucking kidding me? Questlove, the Roots drummer, DJ, journalist, record producer. Grand Wizard Theodore, one of the founders of hip-hop and the Furious Five. Bob Moog, the inventor of the Roland synthesized. Is it Moog or Moog? Right. It's so Bob. Is this working? Yeah. Bob Moog. I mean, how awesome was that? So I'm still waiting, right? Maybe it's an English thing. I'm still waiting for the piano to fall. It's free. It's free. It's fucking free. If you go to the Red Bull Music Academy website, you'll see a bunch of the workshops are being transcribed and videotaped. And there's starting to be like a knowledge base from the last 10 years. That's pretty impressive. You can noodle around in there and just, you can kind of be in on these sessions. So I'm just humbled to have been asked to talk to you about it. It's tough in the educational field to find anybody that really gives a shit and is doing something, right? So that's pretty impressive. In a climate where brands are gouging for another inch of recognition, it's I don't know, it just freaks me out. So if you received one of the CDs tonight, that has an information book in there, and a CD with all the information you need about the Academy and how to apply to get to go to the next Academy in Toronto. I think it's in October. It's in October. There are applications from all over the world. I think between 3,000 and 5,000 people apply to experience this thing. Here's something that really blew me away. You know in Star Trek, where they can beam down to a planet, but they like can't change anything, right? Is that Star Trek, or am I like losing it? Right. Sad. Like I didn't know that. I knew it was generally Star Trek. I didn't know it was the Prime Directive. Okay. But Red Bull is kind of the cool opposite of that. In South America in 2002, they found out that the local DJs couldn't get dub plates made because there wasn't a dub plate machine there, right? Like a pressing machine. But there was one, it just wasn't working. So they flew an engineer out from Germany to fix the machine, right? And they left the machine behind. I think that's really what started to get me. And when they were in Cape Town, South Africa, they built a recording studio and set up a radio station as part of the Academy, and they left that behind. That's when it really started to get to me.